Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something important to discuss. So if you've heard anything in your local raid community lately, or if you've been wondering why taking down Darkrai seems so much harder than other raid bosses, you've probably heard someone mention a tier 6 raid in some fashion. Today we're going to look at tier 6 raids, why they're so much harder, and why people are complaining about them in the community. To demonstrate the point of why they're so much harder, in the background you'll see gameplay of a short-man Darkrai raid that me and 3 other people from my raid community, high-level trainers, failed the other day. To start off with, we're going to look through some data gathered by Gamepress, and the link will be in the description if you want to read more. So first things first, tier 6 raids aren't actually a thing in-game. They're just tier 5 legendary raids that are harder to do. They have inflated raid CP and higher HP, meaning they're harder to take out than normal tier 5 legendary raids. This is a problem because they still give you the same amount of time to complete as the other tier 5 raids, which is 300 seconds, minus the 5 to 7 that the go screen when the raid first pops up takes away. Meanwhile, the bosses have 22,500 HP, which is 7,500 more than normal tier 5 raids, which is 1.5 times. So now, because they have 1.5 times more HP, you need to do 1.5 times more DPS for a tier 6 raid than a tier 5 raid, and also 1.5 times more total damage over the life of your Pokemon. So what this means for you is that in order to take down Darkrai and other tier 6 raids, you either need to have better counters, more people to raid with, or some higher level raid strategy including shielding and dodging and just some other higher level strategies, like maybe you go in with like the empty party strategy or so on. But this can be a problem for smaller raid communities where finding raids is already hard and where some people may not have optimal counters or may not be high enough level to have the counters powered up. Especially in rural communities, this might be more of a problem. So additionally, Mewtwo, which is at this point in time the only other tier 6 classified raid boss we've seen, was released into regular raid bosses with its special move Psystrike. It gave 2 extra candy. So even though it was harder to take down, having the 2 extra candy for beating it and catching it was a definite increase in the rewards you're getting for the increase in difficulty, which makes sense. So with a double candy Halloween event, you're still getting 6 candies per Darkrai when you catch it, but Darkrai is also much harder to catch because of its movement patterns that Mewtwo never really had, meaning that many players aren't catching as many Darkrai, meaning that they're still not getting the good effects of the extra candy on the Darkrai because they're not catching as many. Like I said, this is a problem when people can't find as many raids, or if they live in more rural communities, or let's face it, everyone's busy all the time. It's not always easy to raid. So, while tier 6 raid bosses are harder to defeat for seemingly little to no reason, they basically enforce a level or community size gate for players to work through, and that's bad for most people. Some people in challenge raid groups might see it as another challenge and enjoy it, but for most normal players it's probably just objectively worse. And as you see, even for higher level players, if people don't have great counters, like if you've been paying attention in the background, there are some Dragonites and stuff that aren't the complete optimal counters, you're likely still going to fail a raid. You need actual good counters for a tier 6 raid if you're going to go do short-man raids. So, all in all, tier 6 raid bosses are probably just not a great idea, and it's going to be interesting going forward seeing what Niantic will do about it. Enjoy the rest of the video in the background. If you have any feedback on Tier 6 raids, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you next time.